The answer to if you should do cardio is actually one of the most debated topics on the internet right now. So let's dive into the topic so I can help you answer if cardio is the right move for you. And later on in the video, I'm actually going to give you 2 unconventional approaches to cardio that are going to solve a lot of the issues and have helped me a lot personally. And speaking of me personally, hello everyone, I'm Chimera Fitness. I make optimal training entertaining and enjoyable and easy to understand for everybody. I give very practical advice and just try to help everybody make the same transformations I've gone through since I've been both skinny fat, and then I say I've built a pretty good physique. So what are the common arguments we get for if you should do cardio versus if you shouldn't do cardio? So first, on the side of the arguments against cardio. First argument is you'll lose muscle mass. Second argument is it's boring as fuck. Third argument is it doesn't actually burn that many calories. And the fourth one is anytime you're going to do cardio, you should just do weights instead. Now, on the side of doing cardio, the first argument is obvious. It burns calories. It can create a bigger deficit without just cutting calories. It's healthy, and it burns more calories than weights. So, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and clash them together. So first, cardio makes you lose muscle mass versus it burns calories. They're kind of both right. Next, cardio is boring as fuck. Cardio is healthy. Also both true. Just do weights instead, or cardio burns more calories than weights. Once again, both are also true. Can create a bigger deficit without having to remove calories. Doesn't actually burn that many calories. Once again, both are also true. Now that we know that both sides are literally right about everything, nobody will be mad at me, right? Well, you take any advice from this teenage girl and that's on you, buddy. Fucking hilarious. So now that we know that everything is true, so if all of these are true, what should you do? The answer is cardio. But you just said I'll lose muscle and it's boring. I think I'd rather
cut my fat off with a fucking hacksaw. At least then it'll be over quickly, it won't be boring, and I'll be locked in.
Whoa. Chill the fuck out. I meant you need to do cardio. However, these issues can be fixed. So let's of course start off with the most important one, muscle retention. You do not want to lose muscle mass from doing your cardio. We know that cardio absolutely will impact muscle growth. Your body doesn't have like so many different ways of recovering that it's fine with maxing out on both, right? These two things, they both take resources to recover, right? And they both have muscles working. So there's a chance that whenever you're doing cardio, your body might just tell your muscles to fuck off, and it undervalues recovering your muscles, and it doesn't use as much of the resources to work on recovering your muscles, therefore leading to your muscles shrinking in size or you not gaining any. Speaking of this, like recovery and cardiovascular stress is actually also why cardio doesn't actually burn as many calories as you think it does. So of course we've all hopped on a cardio machine and seen the number that it tracks. Number most of the time is not accurate, and we've always kind of known that. But more recently, we actually know that it's even less accurate than that. The reason being is the body is not your average Liver King fan, right? It has more than 2 working brain cells. It is not some troglodyte living in a cave putting his ball sack in the sun, right? It's actually intelligent. It knows you did cardio, and it's fucking pissed. The way we burn calories is, of course, we have our basal metabolic rate, which is like how much we burn being alive. Then we have, of course, our exercise. And then we have our NEAT. So our NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is the long way of saying the way you burn calories by like moving your hands and shit like that, by like just your daily tasks. You know, the stuff you don't think to do, like moving your hands and walking to the grocery store. It's just all that shit. So you see, all that stuff burns calories, right? Well, if you do cardio, your body's like, fuck you, man. I'm gonna tax your ass and take some of the calories you'd burn throughout the day. Kind of like the government stealing my hard-earned money every single day, right? F the government. On that same note, if I ever unalive myself, no the fuck I didn't. But basically what your body is going to do, since you burned calories here, because it's trying to recover and it's stressed the fuck out, it's like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take from the NEAT throughout the day. Without really thinking about it, you're just going to kind of reduce it. So you're not going to be moving around as much. Your body's just going to burn less calories throughout the day. So the calories you worked to burn up during cardio aren't actually going to be as many calories as you thought they were. Now, how do we fix this? Well, the way you can do this, if every time you do cardio, your body is going to tax the NEAT, what should you do? In that case, you should make your cardio your NEAT. Now, I know I sound like some fucking drug addict, right? But what I'm saying is our body can't really reduce our NEAT if our cardio is it just in the form of the daily activities we're doing. How do we do that? Simplest method to do this is by just tracking steps. You see, walking is so non-demanding that you can kind of just increase your steps, and you know it's burning more calories. You know it is helping with your cardiovascular health. However, it's not going to be impacting your recovery. Therefore, your body feels no need to take away from your NEAT because walking is so easy. And this makes sense because we should be able to walk without needing to recover. That's kind of like one of the main human functions, right up there with breathing air and laying pipe. Now, if I'm being honest, this solution is going to work for most of you because walking is kind of fun. A lot of people like going on walks or hiking or something like that, you know? So this is probably going to be enough of a solution for most people, but maybe not for all of you. So that brings us to our next topic. But before we do that, I do want to ask you guys to please subscribe. I'm working hard on these videos and I'm really trying to get up to 500 subs. I just passed the 400 sub mark as of the morning of recording this video. Thank you guys so much. Also, here are the comments of the week. Thank you guys so much for these people for commenting, and I really enjoyed all the engagement. If you can, like the video, that really helps the algorithm. Also comment, that kind of helps the algorithm. And if you watch more of my stuff, that really helps the algorithm. Back to the video. So, like I said, this solution is going to be enough for most of you. However, it may not be the best solution for all of you. Say, like, you need to burn a lot of calories faster. Maybe walking is fucking boring to you. Or maybe your job is so sedentary that by the end of the day, it's like, okay, to get all my steps in, I have to go on like an Oregon Trail ass fucking walk. And that's just not time efficient. Or maybe you're at like 20,000 steps a day and you're like, bro, the solution I have for you for this is a little bit unconventional, but it's something that helps me out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you 3 individuals that are some of the most shredded dudes on the platform, and we're going to look at their cardio methods and tell me if you can spot something in common with all these, right? First, we have Greg Doucette, who rides his bike a metric ton. He does Zwift races and stuff like that. Next, we have Athleanx, who does this. He does like these like athletic circuits and stuff like that. And then we have Tristan Lee. He was a former soccer player. What do all 3 of these cardio methods have in common? It's not the athleticism. It's not that they didn't do a treadmill. It's that they fucking enjoyed it. It's all stuff that they vehemently enjoy. These things are fun to these individuals, and it leads to them getting it done. It's kind of like this to myself, and I would just spend so much time trying to do just like the conventional cardio because, you know, you see every bodybuilder and they're just doing treadmill, Stairmaster, stuff like that. And I could never stick to it. It was always so fucking boring to me. Every time I stepped foot on a treadmill, I secretly hoped that somebody would drop a bar on their fucking neck, so I had to jump off the treadmill to go save them. I fucking hated doing the treadmill, Stairmaster, all that shit. So I stopped looking for like what everybody was doing, and I started looking at what was fun. And this is actually what got me into combat sports and led me to find jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. And because I was so driven to do jiu-jitsu, whenever I first got into doing it, I got lean as fuck. I was already kind of at a lean body fat, and I lost even more because I was just so driven to go. And I wasn't even really trying to. But I'll lose muscle. Didn't you say that walking is the only way to not lose muscle mass? Listen, you have to be smart with this. This is where the point of like anytime you would do cardio, just do weights instead. You don't want your cardio to come at the expense of your weight training. Get your weight training done. If you have a choice between doing one or the other, do your weights. Don't do your cardio close to your weights. That would impact the recovery even more. Make sure you're recovering on time. And don't start in the beginning with a ton of cardio. Only do it whenever you have to. Do your weights, do your diet, and supplement with your cardio. And listen, the muscle loss is way overblown, right? The walking solution probably helped a lot of you. The next one, the fun solution, probably helped a lot of you as well. But I guarantee there's still a lot of you that have questions. You feel like you just got hit with a domain expansion because now your eye's been opened and you have a bunch of information overload. And now you're confused as to where to start. Like, what should you make your cardio, right? Well, you could take any crazy like hyperfixation or interest you have. Mine was combat sports. Maybe yours is something like rock climbing, swimming, tennis. Maybe you want to go to a fucking trampoline park, but just find something like that. I recommend doing something very skill-based or competitive. The reason being is it kills a lot of the monotony. So yeah, once again, like the video, subscribe, and also speaking of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you should go watch this video right here. I did on Dylan O'Brien, the fitness TikToker, who totally didn't fake his video in a jiu-jitsu gym. Or if you want to watch more videos that would benefit you personally, check out some of the other stuff I have. Thank you. Adios.